From the mud to the rise, yeah, we built it on the grind. Trench talk, real talk, leave the fake ones behind. We don't fold, we don't break, every move we define. It's the code from the trenches where the real ones align.
Alright, picture this. Kendrick Lamar standing on the Super Bowl stage, the lights blinding, the crowd screaming, and in the middle of all this, Drake catching strays like he walked into a battlefield unarmed. Kendrick, mid-performance, hits the audience with, I want to perform their favorite song, but you know, they love to sue me. Drake got cooked on live television. Like, he didn't just get dissed, he got slow roasted, seasoned, and served with a side of humiliation in front of millions. And what did he do? Still performed, because let's be honest, without Kendrick, that show would have been as dry as Drake's dance moves. Lamar isn't new to this Super Bowl flex either. Man was already on stage in 2022 with Dr. Dre and Eminem standing next to legends, while Drake was probably at home taking selfies with a candle-lit bath. And let's talk about that performance. 13 minutes of straight heat. He had SZA, he had Serena Williams, he had the whole damn stadium locked in. Meanwhile, Drake somewhere writing Instagram captions about how this really hurts his spirit. Kendrick played chess. Drake out here still trying to figure out checkers. Lamar won. Again, moral of the story, if you're Drake, stay away from Kendrick's radar, bro. You keep showing up to a fight unarmed and we keep watching the funeral. Oh man, the internet is undefeated. Kendrick didn't just perform, he set the damn stage on fire and left Drake somewhere in a fetal position, reevaluating his life choices. Let's talk about the reaction online. First up, Stephen A. Smith, the man who talks like he's about to drop a Bible verse on ESPN, came through hyped as hell. OMG, Kendrick did it. Not only did he rock Not Like Us, he sang the lyrics. He did it. Hell of a halftime show. The brother showed out. Translation, Drake got embarrassed in 4K. And then we got Fat Trell, who was so stunned by Kendrick's show that he straight up asked the question we all want to know. Yo, what is Drake doing right now? Oh, I'll tell you what Drake is doing right now. Probably staring out a window in his Toronto mansion, sipping a glass of room temperature Pinot Grigio, typing an emotional Instagram caption like, the pain in my heart is louder than the cheers in that stadium. Meanwhile, Kendrick was moonwalking across the stage, hitting every lyric perfectly, surrounded by dancers while the whole rap game cheered him on. You know it's bad when even the dancers were moving like they knew Kendrick just ended a man's career. And let's not forget, this ain't even Kendrick's first rodeo. Man already ran the Super Bowl back in 2022 with Dr. Dre, Snoop, Eminem, and 50 Cent. Kendrick is booked and busy while Drake is home blocking random fans on Twitter for saying K. better. Then just to make sure the nail was fully hammered into Drake's coffin, Kendrick closes the show with TV off. You know what that means? Drake, turn off your screen, bruh. Log out, deactivate, close the curtains. This show wasn't for you. Somewhere Serena Williams is out there walking it out and Drake is probably texting her like, you really gonna dance to that after everything we had? Moral of the story, Drake should have just stayed silent. But hey, if he drops a diss track, we're gonna need tissues. Not for Kendrick, for Drake's career. Now Stephen A. Smith, hyped, Fat Trell, confused and concerned for Drake's well-being. The entire internet crying tears of joy at this massacre. Somewhere, Drake sitting in a dimly lit room, scrolling through his contacts, debating if he should call J. Cole for emotional support. And let's talk about Serena Williams. Y'all remember when Drake used to simp hard for Serena? Yeah, well, she was out there walking it out on stage like Kendrick just hit a grand slam on his entire career. Drake lost the battle, lost the war, and now lost the love of his life to a better performer. This was supposed to be Drake's year. Man had a whole AI-generated Tupac diss only to get bodied by a real-life Kendrick Super Bowl performance. Poetic justice. Kendrick took the stage, took the moment, and took Drake's dignity. The only thing left for Drake to do, drop a passive-aggressive Instagram post talking about real G's move in silence while crying in a bubble bath. Moral of the story, if you're Drake, stay far, far away from Kendrick. You can't out-rap him, you can't outshine him, and now you can't even outdance him. Even DJ Quick had to chime in on Kendrick's Super Bowl masterclass in his reaction. Pure comedy. Bro straight up said, turn it on, turn it back on, turn it back on. Translation, Kendrick shut the whole system down. The performance was so elite, DJ Quick was out here fighting his own TV, trying to make sure he didn't miss a second. Meanwhile, let's check in on Drake. You already know what's happening. Man is in the group chat typing. Y'all really letting this happen while everyone leaves him on read? And of course, you got a couple of people on social media hating for no reason, saying it wasn't Kendrick's best. Bro, yeah, were we watching the same show? This man had Sakta, Serena Williams, elite dancers, and 13 minutes of straight fire. Drake couldn't even keep up with J. Cole, and y'all thought he was gonna survive this? You know it's bad when even West Coast OGs are telling Drake to go ahead and turn his TV off like his Wi-Fi bill overdue. Drake probably sitting in his penthouse refreshing comments, looking for one person to say it was mid so he can DM them personally. Meanwhile, Kendrick sipping tea, counting his wins, plotting his next move, while Drake somewhere in the studio recording an R&B diss track that nobody asked for. Moral of the story? Drake, just let it go, man. Kendrick already washed you. Serena danced on your grave. DJ Quick told you to turn your TV off. You had a good run, but it's time to log out permanently. Boom. Uncle Snoop Dogg himself had to tap in after seeing Serena Williams out there crip walking during Kendrick's Super Bowl performance. Bro was hyped, like, they not like us. Walk it out, get your walk on, Serena. Drag. You know it's bad when Serena Williams crip walking on live TV hits harder than any diss track Drake ever dropped. Drake, how does it feel to watch the love of your life celebrating your biggest career L in front of the whole world? Somewhere, Drake is in his Toronto mansion, gripping his forehead, whispering, "But I bought her flowers once." And let's talk about the reactions. Legendary producer Jermaine Dupri, hyped. Even Joe Biden somewhere nodding his head like Kendrick did what needed to be done. Meanwhile, Drake is refreshing his phone every 2 seconds, praying for one celebrity to say, "Nah, Kendrick's performance was mid," but nobody's coming to save him because let's be real, Kendrick stole the whole damn show, and the worst part, Drake can't even fight back. Like, what's he gonna do? Drop another diss where he's whisper rapping about how much this hurts his soul? Moral of the story, Kendrick won. Snoop co-signed it. Serena walked all over Drake's pride, and at this point the only thing Drake can do is turn his Wi-Fi off and pretend none of this ever happened. Even R&B king Chris Brown had to chime in like, Kendrick did it again. Bro, when Chris Brown is in shock, you know it's bad. Meanwhile, let's check in on Drake. Oh wait, we can't, because the Wi-Fi in his mansion is probably off. He doesn't want to see any of this. Kendrick didn't just perform, he turned the Super Bowl into a movie. Man brought out Samuel L. Jackson, and you already know Samuel showed up dressed like he was ready to narrate Kendrick's victory speech. Drake watching this like, this motherfucker got Samuel L. Jackson too? And then Kendrick ran through his legendary bangers, Humble, DNA, All the Stars, while Drake somewhere trying to figure out how to sneak back into relevancy without getting ratioed on Twitter. And let's talk about Samuel L. Jackson. You know, he probably hit the mic and said, "Enough is enough. I've had it with these MF fake Drake diss tracks on this MF internet." Moral of the story, Chris Brown is in shock. Samuel L. Jackson showed up for the celebration. Serena Williams' crib walked on Drake's soul. Snoop co-signed the destruction. And Drake is probably sitting in a bubble bath writing poetry about how much this hurts.